Some may say I'm too cool for school, but I digress. In honor of Veterans Day, I have prepared a special episode of Listen In with Lindsey for you. Oh yes, we are talking about one of my favorite cartoons, Liberty's Kids.
Listen In with Lindsey.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this very special episode of Listen In with Lindsey. I am Lindsey. If you like the content, please do me a solid. Like, comment, share, and subscribe so you're always up to date with all the fun. Now, before we get into it, here's a quick word from our sponsors.
This episode is sponsored by Gigi and the Giggle Stamp. Get ready to dance, laugh, and sing along with Gigi, the lovable character who's bringing joy to children everywhere. Her brand new song, Gigi and the Giggle Stamp, is out now, and it's guaranteed to bring smiles, giggles, and a whole lot of fun to your little ones. Whether it's playtime, learning, or just winding down, Gigi's catchy tunes and playful energy will fill your home with happiness. Want to be a part of something magical? Head over to gigiandthegigglestamp.com to listen to her latest song and support Gigi's upcoming projects. Let's make learning through music an adventure. Listen now and support future giggles at gigiandthegigglestamp.com. Thanks so much.
Hello, history adventurers. Welcome back to Listen In with Lindsey. Today, we're jumping into an amazing animated series called Liberty's Kids, which takes us back in time to the days of the American Revolution. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to witness one of the most important events in American history? Well, in this show, we're going to experience all the action alongside three young heroes who saw it all. Liberty's Kids follows three kids, Sarah, James, and Henri, as they live through major events in American history. They meet famous historical figures like Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, and Paul Revere. And they're right in the middle of the action as the colonies fight for freedom. If you love history, adventure, and action, this series is for you. And today, we're diving into the very first episode, the Boston Tea Party. So grab your tricorner hat, put on your imagination, and let's go back to 1773. All right, imagine you're in Boston in the year 1773. The streets are filled with people talking about taxes, tea, and independence. There's a feeling in the air that something big is about to happen. At this time, the American colonies are still under British rule, and the King of England is demanding more and more money from the colonies through taxes. One of the most hated taxes? The tax on tea. Tax on my tea? My precious, delicious tea? How dare you! And that's why I drink coffee, iced coffee. Some may say I'm too cool for school, but I digress. Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal about tea? But back then, tea wasn't just a drink. It was a huge part of daily life. People were so mad about these taxes because they didn't have any say in them. The slogan at the time was, no taxation without, you guessed it, representation. Do you know what that means? Well, basically, they felt it was unfair to be taxed by the British Parliament, when they didn't have anyone there to represent them, right? Imagine if someone told you to pay for something without asking your, opinion or letting you have a say. Not fair, right? So the colonists are getting pretty angry, and this leads up to the Boston Tea Party. Now let's meet our main characters who are going to take us through this wild adventure. First, we have Sarah Phillips. She's from England and she's super loyal to Britain. She thinks the colony should follow follow the rules. And she's here in America to see what all the fuss is about. Next, we have James Hiller. James was born in the colonies, and he believes in freedom and independence. He's ready to fight for what he thinks is right. Finally, we have Henri, a young French boy who's full of energy and always looking for fun. Henri might not care as much about politics, but he definitely adds some laughs to the story. Much needed, if I do say so myself. So I have to ask you, the wonderful, intelligent audience, my biggest fans, the reason I could say, "Look, Mom, I made it." Who do you think you'd get along with best? Sarah, James, or Henri? Would you be serious and curious like Sarah, bold and brave like James, or fun and carefree like Henri? Let me know in the comments. All right, let's get back to the story. In episode 1, tensions are high. The British government refuses to get rid of the tax on tea, and the colonists have had enough. They're planning a major protest. Our heroes, Sarah, James, and Henri, find themselves right in the middle of this. Right smack dab in the middle of all of the excitement. James is excited about the idea of standing up to the British. But Sarah, she doesn't agree. She thinks everyone should just follow the laws. This leads to a big argument between Sarah and James. And it's so interesting to see both points of view. Do you think you'd be on Team Sarah or Team James? Comment below with your answer. All right, now it's time for the main event. Ooh, but wait. First, I have to tell you about this totally awesome thing. It'll be really quick, I promise. Are you listening to me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk about Liberty's Kids? And you're like, gee, my child should really watch this cartoon. But where, oh where will I ever find it? Fret not, for I have a link to the Liberty's Kids DVD with every single episode. Oh yeah, all 40 episodes. Some have said to me, Lindsey, you're my hero. Thank you so much for bringing Liberty's Kids back into my sphere. To which I answer, well, not all heroes have capes. Come on, I kid. I'm no hero. But seriously, this is a good buy. I have a copy myself. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I watch cartoons all the time. 'Tis one of the greatest joys of my life. Where were we? Ah yes, the Boston Tea Party. The colonists sneak onto the British ships, dressed as, any guesses? Mohawks, to disguise themselves. They're ready to dump all that tea into the water, and they're doing it to make a powerful statement. We won't be controlled by unfair taxes. James and Henri join the crowd, but Sarah is shocked. She can't believe they go this far. Can you imagine the sound of all of those crates hitting the water and the smell of tea filling the air? This was no small protest. They dumped over 300 crates. It was bold, it was risky, and it definitely got the British's attention. But what happens next? The British are furious. They decide to punish Boston by closing the harbor, which means no ships can come in or out. This hurts businesses and families in Boston, and it only makes the colonists angrier. Sarah begins to see the consequences of the colonists' actions, and even James starts to understand that the road to independence and freedom isn't going to be easy. This moment is just the beginning of a long journey towards freedom. One of the things I absolutely love about Liberty's Kids is that it shows us different perspectives. Sarah and James each have a unique view on the conflict. Sarah is learning to see why the colonists are upset, while James is realizing that fighting for freedom is going to be challenging. This series reminds us that history isn't just one story. It's a lot of different stories coming together. Now, intelligent audience that you are, I must ask and really, really think about this, okay? Are you ready? If you were there, do you think you would stand up for independence and freedom like James? Or would you try to find a peaceful solution like Sarah? Share your thoughts below. So why is the Boston Tea Party so important? This protest showed the world that the American colonists, well, they were serious about wanting change. They were willing to take bold actions to stand up for what they believed in. This event helped spark the American Revolution, which eventually led to the creation of the United States as an independent country. Through Liberty's Kids, we see how each of these events, played a role in shaping history. And even though it happened a long time ago, the Boston Tea Party still teaches us about standing up for what's fair. Another super cool fact, Liberty's Kids has a lot of famous voices. Did you know Benjamin Franklin is voiced by Walter Cronkite, one of the most respected journalists in America? And Paul Revere, he's voiced by none other than Sylvester Stallone, the guy who played Rocky. This show mixes education with star power, making it even more fun to watch. If you loved learning about the Boston Tea Party and want to see what happens next, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Throughout Liberty's Kids, Sarah, James, and Henri experience many major events, from the signing of the Declaration of Independence to famous battles and so much more. Listen In with Lindsey covers all the cool cartoons and characters like Liberty's Kids. Don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss a single episode. That's it for today's adventure, friends. Thanks for joining me on this trip back in time. Remember, history is made up of real people who had to make tough choices, just like you and me. So let's keep exploring, keep learning, and let's see what exciting stories history has to tell us. Until next time, stay curious and keep being awesome. Bye! Me again. In addition to the special Veterans Day episode about Liberty's Kids, I also prepared a patriotic sing-along. Come sing with me to songs like This Land Is Your Land, 50 Nifty United States, and Through My Own Eyes, the Liberty's Kids theme song. Put on your best red, white, and blue and come sing along to these fun patriotic songs. See you there.
Listen In with Lindsey.